Welcome to the other side of the cell. This is Michael Jackson coming at you again. We're here today with Itstriqz, and we're trying to do interviews that will inspire people and make them, come out of different lifestyles of, they may be in criminal lifestyles, they may be in lifestyles where they just feel down and out. And we're trying to get some inspiring people to give them some uplifting stories. So, without further ado, we're just going to go into the interview.
So your name, Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson, that is it. Believe it or not, yeah.
How many people you disappointed in your life?
A lot. A lot. So just give me, if you don't mind, just give me a little background of how you grew up and, what life was when you were younger, and then we'll go in from there.
So from memory, I grew up in Harlem. Grew up 2 blocks away from Rucker Park, infamous Rucker Park. For people who don't know, that's like the most infamous basketball in the world. So with me thinking like that's normal and celebrities like always coming to your neighborhood and stuff like that, thinking that's normal, I think it was a little bit of a culture shock when I moved to Baltimore. So I moved to Baltimore in 4th grade. I was always back and forth. I went from like I was a childhood celebrity to I was dirt poor, like starting from ground zero.
Right.
Having all the Jordans to having like nothing. So I moved to Baltimore that very next year, and I think that's where my grit came from. Like I just like saw myself as an underdog. I have an older brother, so like my mom sent us to live with my grandmother while she got herself together from covering fire. So I was living with my grandmother while she was strung out on drugs in Baltimore, which is like a lot of people know to be a very dangerous city. So
right.
I got into selling drugs until I found out like the people who I was selling drugs for was like selling to my grandmother and shit like that. And then next year, I come back to my mother. I'm in the Bronx, so it's like Dominican Republic. So you're there, you don't speak Spanish, like you're out of place.
Right.
So I anything like that because that was the culture in New York at that point. Prior to me being in New York a while now, but it's not really like gang push. It's more like where you're from. It's like an over east versus over west kind of thing. Right. Down the hill. So when I got to New York, it was just like full-fledged gangbang. Like not even caring about sports too much, which I probably should have been. But that was like the next step. So from 5th to 7th, I lived in the Bronx. And then 8th, I came back to Baltimore. And we were in Baltimore County, which is it looks different, but it's still different.
Right.
It was like one street that deterred in the city county. And I blocked that street. So it was like I basically was still living in this month and what I remember from 4th grade. So I'm not sure how much further that's where middle school stopped at, high school. 9th grade, I moved back to try to live with my dad in Long Island. And he ended up kicking me out. And so I ended up coming back to Baltimore for 10th, 11th, 12th. And I went to college for 1 year at York College in Pennsylvania. And then I moved to Canada immediately. I took a bet on myself and thought I was good enough to play pro in Canada. And it turned out I was right, thankfully, because I don't know what the fuck I would have done after that. I definitely told my mother, like, I'm not coming.
Right.
It's over. Like, I'm out of here. So I was also super determined, like, just to prove everybody wrong. But they were like, "You're crazy." Like,
So, so what did the streets teach you, or what did it take away from you?
I mean, it taught me leadership. Like, one thing I took away from gangbanging, I was always like a very aggressive person. I like to fight, so it was easy to pick and see who didn't like to fight when you do like
Right.
to fight.
Right.
You know, so I saw that confidence is really what pushed like people following you, like in fear also. So I instilled fear in the people on their athletic tip. Outside of that, I was robbing these kids. So it was a lot that I learned from there. I take away and I, apply my day to day, and not doing the same things, but moving differently. For me, like right now, I got two about to play in a one-on-one basketball event. They're gonna play in a 2-on-2.
Okay.
But instead of having them selling drugs,
Right.
you feel me? Instead of having them pushing pounds or doing something that could get them locked up, they're doing something that could better their future. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm with that. So have you ever been incarcerated, arrested, or in jail, or anything like that?
yeah, so another big reason why I'm out of New York is because of how the police treated me. Like I had a gun case where they also tried to pin a robbery on me. And if my godfather wasn't a highly respected detective, I would never even know. My dad had just randomly asked to like just run my name. My father called me like mad disappointed. Like, you didn't tell me about this, this, and the third. Our thing is always that, you would lie, you could lie to whoever the fuck else. Tell me the truth, let me know what's going on. So it was like, you're gonna believe them over me. So I told him like what happened. And what happened was I was just riding my bike. I happened to have my gun on me, of course. And the police just randomly, they just stopped me. Like literally tackled me off the bike. Like I had my ski mask on. It was October. So I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, we got him. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? So they were like, that they were trying to look for somebody who was robbing somebody around here. And they got me on video. So I'm like, yeah, I definitely don't got me on video. Like, so they take me down to the precinct, of course, and I see them looking on the video. That's not him.
Right.
And so they bring me in for question and ask them, like, y'all got the wrong person. Get me the fuck out of here.
Right.
So I got out like 3 days later, and then I went back to the precinct. I had to go get my possession, my phone and my bike. I go down there. I'm obviously pissed, and one of the cops didn't like my tone, and he pushed me. But when he pushed me, I was like right near some steps. So we're like, if I'm not the athlete that I am, I'm busting my ass.
Right. Right.
But I just like sprung back. I like jumped back like a back down these steps. It was like 8 steps. And so now the other cops see what's going on. They just come to like back their boy. They don't really know what's going on. So now they're like circling me, acting like they're about to jump me. I'm like, because I'm trying to get my phone. Like, I got mad. I'm trying to get my phone.
Right.
So that day, it ended pretty bad because like I ended up putting my hands on one of the police officers. So after I got up out of there, I basically had to say, fuck that phone. And I did get my bike. And pretty much I left to Baltimore and was nearly not ever coming back to New York. Like that's where Street Beefs, me and Street Beef, like
Right.
actually, to be honest, and that really kept me set in Baltimore because I was only 2 hours away from the yard, opposed to fucking that would be like six and
Correct.
a half.
Yeah. So
So
go ahead.
yeah, now so when I came out here, I had linked up with Esteban. Esteban is like closer to my age,
Yeah.
so me and Esteban, we had a instant connection. Like we both trying to like go up and content creating, and I saw his shit, he saw my shit. So I bet, and from there we was like, I wherever space need a pop up, we lit. So we linked up in New Jersey, and then from there we went to North Carolina, and then we went to Tampa, and obviously the first of every month we was in the yard.
So what do you think, like street beefs and things like that, how that helps people channel that like negativity in their life and turn it to something positive and getting that energy out of them? How do you think that works?
Man, Streetbeefs is one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed. Like, obviously, the essence of it, people like saw Timbo Slice, but like to have something every month, like every month, where somebody can guarantee they can get their frustration out, whether it be frustration or they want to just test their technique to see if what they've been working on is really working. Like, it's a big ass family. You go there and your expectations of it is, you're gonna be like, super hype and be angry when you get in the game, but it's more so like a family vibe. Everybody is here. Everybody that I ask, I make a point to ask them, is it like how you thought it would be? Say, everybody say that. You're guaranteed 50 fights, so you really getting an entertainment that people have never seen before in that time. UFC is having 8 fights in a 5-hour wingspan, and you're getting potentially 6 times that in the same wingspan. It's amazing. I love Streetbeefs. I love Fix for starting it, and I'm even happy that he got his kids involved. So where now you can see the growth. Like if anything happens to him, God forbid, he got 4 kids that's gonna keep this shit rolling. Like
Right.
they've seen what it takes. They now are on the back end of it as well as fighting. Like Elijah, he's really beefing. I'm like, I always thought Elijah got a lot of potential in this. Man. But River as well. She is a problem. Like
Yeah. So as far as you concerned, I know that you do a lot in the basketball world and stuff like that. Tell me about that.
So the limited dribble basketball set started in Baltimore, platform called Free Smoke Tour. A friend of mine named Terry Holson, he started it. And so I came a year after he had already got it jumping. And my initial start with the 360 camera was with Streetbeefs. And my objective was to make people appreciate reactions of everyone else around of what they're seeing in front of them. So a lot of kids were making YouTube channels reacting to different videos. What I realized wasn't happening or didn't happen yet is people doing live reactions.
Yeah.
So I created live reaction behind Streetbeefs, and then I took that to the one-on-one basketball setting with the same mindset as this is just one-on-one.
Right.
So as far as the spacing, I can get up close and personal. I see where the fight is going. I see where the players are going. As far as like my basketball court, reading their eyes and their body language, stuff like that. So I'll never be like interfering with the play, but I can give a view that they've never seen before. I'm like, all right, bet. After the first one, people were just like, what the fuck? Like, how do you do that? And so from there, I just took off because no one had even seen it, nor didn't even know how I was doing it. Still to this day, you know. Right now, I'm on my way to a basketball event. Soon as I get in there, someone's gonna ask me, like, how do you put the camera in the sky? Someone came up to me today and was like, yo, you got a drone? Yo, this is the drone guy. I'm like, nah. And what it is, so on the 360 camera, it has a camera on both sides.
Right.
So when it gets to the editing part, you have to select what you want to be in the picture because it's capturing everything. So when I put the selfie stick right here and it gets really high, you can't tell that I'm holding it at all. It just looks like it's floating over my head. So that's why people think it's a drone. So that right there kept me in a creative bag as far as like a lot of these things hasn't been done. And then I created a move in basketball called the glitch. So like these two guys are glitch mobbers. Anybody who does my move pays homage to my moves, a glitch mobber. The glitch is basically on my shirt it reads how to do the glitch. I have a tutorial breakdown step by step. That's like 10 crack commandments. I know you're a Biggie fan.
Okay.
But it shows and tells people how to do my move. But I have 82 counters attached to my move. It's the most unguardable move in basketball today. I say that proudly.
Yeah, because I've watched your videos and they're nice. I like them.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Just the value of how you create and how you put the things together and the way that it's so professional looking. You got something.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I crafted it for about 3 months before I showed the world because like I wanted to be sure if this was made for a 3-dribble setting. And I'm like, there's no way that a defender could cover this much space, you know, with just 3 dribbles. Like, I'm a really good defender. So, like, I always think of things that would throw me off, you know. And one of the main things is that when you turn your head to someone and they can't see your eyes, they don't know what's happening. There's like a cop pulling over somebody and he say, hey, look at me. And the guy turned away from him. He's now expecting the worst. So on a basketball court, when you turn your head to someone, I take advantage of the mental aspect of a lot of people really don't like playing defense. Like they really don't enjoy it. It's like, do I have to kind of thing? So they relax when you turn your back to them because they don't see you as a scoring threat. So once you turn around, you have the advantage. You have to make the right decision. If you make the wrong decision, it's over.
There you go. So what legacy do you think that you want to leave behind to give to the world once you're, once this is all over? And what do you leave? What do you want it to be?
Definitely those 2 things I just talked about. The glitz mob just continuously growing day by day, second by second, with people watching the videos and getting hip to it and trying to move, as well as my camera editing that I created. Though I'm not teaching anybody how to do it. What's the Google Maps say? Even though I'm not teaching anybody how to do it, if I pass, somebody will be able to.
Right.
Somebody will be able to, and I'm really excited about that. I don't have any children. I'm 31. My girlfriend, she's kind of pushing me towards it, but I'm not really, that excited about having children. So like right now, I'm really just focused on how I'm gonna be able to push this move even further, like as far as getting the permit, the patent and things of that nature.
So if there's somebody out there that's inspired by you that are in a dark place, they might be out in the street running, doing knucklehead stuff or whatever you want to call it, and they're watching, what would you tell them how they can change and get on a different path?
Well, one thing I'll say is like when people often answer this question in very taboo answers, I like to keep it 100. So what I say is nobody gonna be like you. Nobody ever be like you. Like I can't tell you what I did and tell you that it's gonna work for you because your path is a lot different than mine. But one thing that I can say is believing in yourself will get you a long way. Like especially when people are doubting you and you have a lot of different voices in your ear. Like you have to listen to your voice over them all. Because if I would have listened to the people who told me to stop, oh my God. Like I remember about to leave to Canada and my mom sending me his text and said, she was like, you think you're gonna like be in the NBA or something? And I was just like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, Jesus. Like if there's one person I needed to have my back, it was you. But then I realized like, it can even your parent could potentially be that person that stop you from chasing your dreams. So not telling anybody not to listen to their parents, but it worked for me to not listen to outside voices and just continue to maintain my confidence.
Yeah, I agree with you because a lot of times you get a dream and it's your dream. They can't see it, but they're not supposed to see it. You're the only one supposed to see it and know where it's going because they can't see what God's given you. You know what I mean? So, is there anything else you'd like to leave us before we go?
Well, man, you covered a lot, Michael Jackson. I would make some jokes and whatnot. We're just getting into Delaware. Good luck to my guys. Shout out to Streetbeefs for putting this together. Scarface, Elijah, Justice, Nate, River, Esteban, the whole guys is everybody in the gang. I got mad love for them because they were a huge part of starting the Itstriqz character and me realizing really what I could do. Because prior to that, I'll be honest, like not being in the fight game, I didn't know how I was gonna go out with Streetbeefs. I remember I had like brought a bunch of water. Me and Rachel brought up waters and oranges and shit, and like they was like so shocked, like thank you, like why'd you do this? I'm like, this not normal. Like I don't know what the fuck the norm is here, but it was instant family, and embracement. So that'll never leave, and I always remind people when they ask me where I started, I always say it was Streetbeefs.
Yeah, they all speak real highly of you, and they were very complimentary of you. That's why I wanted to get this together as soon as possible because they love you and they wanted to push that out that that he's the guy I need to talk to. So I appreciate you taking the time with this for me.
Hell of a family. Hell of a family. I always tell Face, I feel bad if anybody try to break in that house. Any room you go in, you get in hell.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem, that's for sure. So
I forgot a little Apache too. I forgot about Apache.
All right. So I thank you for your time, and we'll reach out to you after this is said and done, and we'll get it together for you, and we'll be in touch. Okay. I appreciate your time and everything.
All right, good talking to you, Mike. You be easy, man.
Have a safe travels and be safe on the road.
Thank you, brother. Peace.
God bless.